Hey guys, and welcome back to the return of solo leveling. So, after a 4-month-long wait, the long-awaited second season of solo leveling came out on August 1st. Of course, the hype never cooled down, and in fact, it continued to grow. Now almost everyone wants a solo leveling anime, and not just any anime, they want a big studio like Wit or Madhouse to take up the job. Only then would the breathtaking panels of solo leveling truly come to life. Well, that's in the future. For now, let's celebrate the return of solo leveling. Also, I'm sure there's one or two of you who aren't familiar with this webtoon. It's a Korean webtoon, also known as a manhwa. Anyways, the plot goes as is. There's this weak-ass guy whose great talents and accomplishments won him the title of the world's weakest hunter. But then, a lot of stuff happens, and he somehow ends up with a leveling system that helps him grow and improve his stats continuously. And before he knows it, he isn't the world's weakest hunter anymore. It's a pretty cool webtoon, and I enjoyed it even more than Tower of God. I'd say if you're into badass and cool protagonists and good art, then this one is definitely your cup of tea. Hell, by now you're probably wondering, why haven't you found this sooner? Well, that's exactly why you shouldn't delve any further into this video, unless you don't mind spoilers and ruining a perfectly good webtoon experience for yourself. With that said, let's talk a little bit about how the first season of solo leveling ended and how strong 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐸 was at that time. We know that the last major battle was against the Ant King, which was totally one-sided. The Ant King never stood a chance. This battle was also the debut of our main character's badass strength to the rest of the world. And now apparently everyone knows what he is capable of, and the whole world acknowledges that 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐸 can't be ignored. Well, I guess not everyone ends up like Saitama. 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐸 is currently level 100. He made the Ant King his shadow soldier, so that's a plus too. It's obvious that at current, he's the strongest S-rank hunter in South Korea and Japan combined. I mean, Japan's strongest hunter got sliced by an ant. And now that ant is 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐸's soldier. But is he the strongest hunter in the world? Probably not. He hasn't actually gone up against a nation-level hunter. Also, what's the deal with his father? How strong is that guy? He means that Korean yet American S-ranked hunter who is whining about 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐸 killing his brother. There's so many unanswered questions, and soon they'll be getting answered one by one. The first season ended with 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐸 entering a red gate all alone. Not that it matters, as it is solo leveling that we're talking about. Well, now that we're caught up, let's talk about the start of the second season. At the time of making this video, only 4 chapters are out, so those are the ones we're gonna cover. The 111th chapter starts with the appearance of some extremely fishy characters, and one of them seems to be looking for the fragments of brilliant light, whatever those may be. I don't know guys, does this ring any bell to you, or have we yet to see these fragments of brilliant light? One of them also mentions the Shadow Monarch. So, I guess it's safe to assume that these guys know about the existence of 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐸. Or is there possibly another guy who commands shadows like 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐸? Nah, it's probably 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐸. Their conversation gets interrupted by a man. Now, I'm not 100% sure, but it looks like the one who disrupts their conversation is 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐸's father. And since the small territory in the east means South Korea, he plans on stopping these guys right here and now. And if the small territory in the east really is South Korea, then the Shadow Monarch is without a doubt 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐸. Also, it's kind of a drag to say 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐸 over and over and over again. So, I'm gonna stick with only 𝐒𝐮 for the rest of the video. Okay? Okay. Now, the moment both of these guys jump off at each other, we're taken to the red gate where 𝐒𝐮 is supposed to be fighting the boss. Of course, 𝐒𝐮 tells his shadows to end the boss for him, and then after the massacre, he pulls out a familiar item from the random cursed box. Apparently, he received this key in some previous chapter. I forgot specifically which chapter it was, so if any of you guys know the chapter number, post it in the comment section below. Now, as 𝐒𝐮 said, the requirements for this key's dungeon was to reach level 100, which he reached during the Jeju Island raid. So, what exactly is this key? And what kind of dungeon or dimension does it lead to? Well, as the system explains, this key allows the user to enter the 𝐜𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐥 temple, but only after 417 hours will the location of that temple be revealed. Fortunately for 𝐒𝐮, he already knows exactly where that place is. Exactly! It's the place where the trouble began, with that smile, that damned smile. But 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐸 isn't the same guy anymore, so things are not going to be the same this time. Well, it does make you wonder if the double layer was actually an S-rank gate. We'll find out soon enough. And just like that with this chapter, solo leveling returned after its 4-month-long delay. This was one heck of a chapter. Every new chapter should be like this. Well then, let's move on to the next 3. It's our adorable S-ranked hunter 𝐒𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐥 arc. The 112th chapter starts with 𝐜𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐥 defending 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐸 on the internet from all of those haters. Which got me thinking a little. I mean, how rotten do you have to be to slander your country's strongest hunter? We sure do live in an interesting world. After that, 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐸 pops up with like a billion won worth of gems and gives them to 𝐜𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐬. And then 𝐜𝐡𝐚𝐧 asks 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐸 if he had decided on a guild name. Which apparently is a very important question. He really shouldn't go with a lame name like Hunters, White Tiger, Fame, or whatever. Just kidding, those are all pretty cool names. So, what's 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐸 going to come up with? The name he comes up with is Solo Play Guild. Of course, 𝐜𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐬 didn't seem to be excited about the name, but we know that there couldn't be a more perfect name for 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐸's guild. Now, as 𝐜𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐬 was having some anxiety attacks after hearing the guild name, a certain guest shows up. Hey, and she wants to join our boys' guild. Well, I shipped these two from the beginning when 𝐒𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐬 made her debut, so you can say this panel made me quite happy, even if it only was just a little. Anyways, 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐸 took a few moments to process what she meant by joining the guild, and then he bluntly asks, why would you want to join our solo play guild? And for some reason, she also acted a little surprised after hearing the guild's name. Now, this whole time 𝐒𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐬 was pretending to act calm and composed, but since our boy has the sense stat, he was able to sense her nervousness from her heartbeat and expressions. I mean, just look at her. She's adorable. When 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐸 asks, why are you going to such lengths just to join our guild? Because apparently she was willing to pay the penalty to the Hunters Guild and even said she doesn't want the guild joining bonus from 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐸 either. She started having flashbacks of how she fell for our boy 𝐒𝐮 Well, guess I still ended up speaking his full name. Oh well. She even admitted that 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐸 was her only light in this dark world. And then came the flashbacks from the Jeju Island. Now, all this time, she's just sitting in front of him, trying to articulate a convincing reason on why she wants to join his guild. Well, she ended up saying that she wants to live comfortably, and for some reason, the only place she could feel that was by 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐸's side. I made up that last part. She only said she wants to live comfortably, but a boy can dream. So, 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐸 tells her that there is a test to enter our guild, which of course, he came up with in that moment. The test was for her to fight a summoning of his choice. Hearing these words pumped up 𝐒𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐬, and she was ready to go into battle mode. They decide that the test is going to take place in the Hunters Association's gymnasium. 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐸 uses Shadow Exchange to go there. However, both of them had to stick close, which in this case means kind of a hug. And that's exactly what they did. I think this is the first time that I've seen a main character pulling off a hug this smoothly. All hail 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐸. He's an example we should follow. Alright, so 𝐒𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐬 goes to the storage room. She gets herself a weapon and puts her game face on. Now, even though 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐸 said that he would summon his strongest soldier for her, he actually summons 𝐒𝐴𝐻, while his strongest shadow soldier is obviously the Ant King 𝐵𝐴𝐴. The rule is that there are no rules. Just kidding. The rule is that if she destroys 𝐒𝐴𝐻 or surrenders herself, the match will end. And just like that, the S-ranked hunter 𝐒𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐬 goes up against 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐸's strongest swordsman 𝐒𝐴𝐻. But as expected of 𝐒𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐬, the match ended in only a handful of panels. And then came an important question. 𝐒𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐬 asked, was that really your strongest summon? Turns out, she knew that 𝐒𝐮𝐲 made the Ant King his shadow soldier. Pretty shrewd, Miss 𝐒𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐬. Pretty shrewd. So, 𝐒𝐮𝐲 ends up summoning his strongest summon, 𝐵𝐴𝐴. And just like that, the 113th chapter ends. In the next chapter, the fight between 𝐒𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐬 and 𝐵𝐴𝐴 takes place. 𝐒𝐮𝐲 warns 𝐵𝐴𝐴 that if he hurts 𝐒𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐬, he wouldn't let him go. So the question is, will 𝐵𝐴𝐴 be able to control his hunter instincts against a human? 𝐜𝐴 decides to overpower her by displaying an overwhelming difference in raw strength. But truth be told, 𝐒𝐡𝐻𝐴 isn't some pushover either, so she keeps going, even though she is right in the face of the very monster that nearly killed her. As this battle drags on, Sung-Jin can feel 𝐜𝐴's insane urge of wanting to kill 𝐒𝐡𝐻𝐴, and it just keeps rising, even though he is nothing but a mere shadow soldier. And then at one point, his instincts exploded. In his head came a single command, the same command he received when he was born: exterminate the enemy. So he dashed towards her, brimming with raw, murderous intent. And it was at this moment, 𝐒𝐡𝐻𝐴 knew that she picked the wrong opponent. Of course, Sung-Jin called out to him, telling him to stop, but 𝐜𝐴 was no longer in control of his own instincts. So Sung-Jin had no choice but to jump in and stop the ravaging 𝐜𝐴 with his own hands. Well, he just popped right in front of 𝐜𝐴 and grabbed his wrist, and that was enough for him to beg for mercy. So after this, Sung-Jin asks her once again, "Why are you going so far for joining our guild? It's not worth someone like you risking her life." Of course, she couldn't just brace herself and say she loves him, so she chose to do silent blushing. But then Sung-Jin said those magical words. "Is it because perhaps you are interested in me?" To which of course the girl hastily said, "Yes, I think so," with the most adorable blushing face I've seen quite in a while. Guess what, guys? Things are finally heating up for our girl 𝐒𝐡𝐻𝐴. Well, I'm sure Sung-Jin is not gonna take her answer in a romantic way, but this is a start, right? I feel sorry for all of you who shipped him with that B-class healer, or his sister's friend, or that B-ranked hunter from the White Tigers Guild called Park Hee-jin. Sorry guys, our ship has sailed, so there's no stopping it now. Well, there you guys go. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Make sure to press that like button. If you're new to the channel, you should definitely consider turning that red subscribe button gray. I post new and old anime reviews quite regularly. If you like anime raps, then I have another channel just for them. It's called Sensei Beats. You should check it out. Plus, if you're also interested in joining an otaku community, then you should consider joining my Discord server. The link for both of these will be in the description box down below. Well then, see you guys on my next video. Until then, stay safe and watch anime.